So good morning guys. I hope you guys be safe in the home, isn't it? So it's glad to meet you because during this pandemic period, our classes will be handled by an online mode. So I hope you should be learned very clearly. Okay. So for last sessions we see the electric field due to electric dipole on its axial line, isn't it? Electric field due to electric dipole on its axial line. So what's the final expression we derive that? E total vector is equal to 1 by r is 2p vector by what is that? 2p vector by 4 by epsilon 0 into r2. What is that? E total vector is equal to what is that? E total vector is equal to 2p vector by 4 by epsilon 0 into r2. Isn't it? Then today's sessions we are going to see one of our second important 5-mark question and one of an important 3-mark question. Okay, derive a torque experienced in a uniform electric field. So the first question is the electric field due to electric dipole on its equatorial line, and the second question, the torque experienced in a uniform electric field. What is that? The torque experienced in a uniform electric field. Okay. So the same concept we are going to see that. Okay. Consider an electric dipole. Consider an electric dipole having a charge AB having a charge minus q plus q separated by distance 2a. So if it is midpoint, this will be 1a and this will be other a. So consider an electric dipole AB having a charge minus q plus q separated by distance 2a. Let C be the point. What is that? Let C be the point at a distance r from the midpoint of O on an equatorial line. Let C be the point at a distance r from the midpoint of O on an equatorial line. Okay. Since the charge minus q and plus q, which will be equidistant from the point C. Okay. Because the charge minus q and plus q, which will be equidistant from the point C. Okay. Before we go for a topic, guys. If it is a triangle, we want to find hypotenuse, means what's the formula we are going using? Pythagoras theorem. What's the formula for Pythagoras theorem? Sum of the square of hypotenuse is equal to sum of the square of other two sides. So just assume that this will be A and this will be R. So the distance, sum of the square of hypotenuse. Okay, R square plus A square. Okay, clear? So here, what's the point? We say that consider an electric dipole AB having a charges minus q plus q separated by distance 2a. Let C be the point at the distance r from the equatorial plane on a midpoint O. Okay. Now, because the charge plus q and minus q, which will be equidistant from the point C. Because for axial line, one is that the charge plus q will be distance of r minus a, and the charge minus q will be distance of r plus a, isn't it? But here, both the charges plus q and minus q will be equidistant from the point. So the magnitude of the charges will be equal. So write the magnitude of the charges. What is that? The magnitude of the charges due to E plus and E minus. They are equal. What is that? The magnitude of a charge E plus which is equal to E minus. Okay. From this. So at the point C. So first we are going to find the magnitude. Okay. So guys, what's the formula for magnitude? What's the formula for electric field? 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 cubed by r square, isn't it? So here the distance will be r square plus a square. Here also the distance will be r square plus a square. So both the charge for plus q and minus q we get the same distance. So right, even magnitude of a charge due to one plus q and minus q both are same. So you write E plus which is equal to E minus which is equal to what do you get? 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by distance. What's the distance? R square plus A square. This is the equation number 1. Okay, this much you understand? Because the point C is equal distance from the point charges minus q and plus q. So the magnitude of electric field will be same. So right, the magnitude of E plus is equal to E minus, which is equal to 1 pi 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square plus a square. Okay, clear. Now, due to the charge positive, electric field, what is that? The direction of the electric field E plus along BC. This will be E plus. And the direction of the electric field E minus due to CA. What is that? E minus due to CA, because we know that if the charge will be positive means electric field will be outward. If a charge will be negative means electric field will be inward. So the charge due to the electric field E plus will be along BC, and the charge due to the minus Q or E minus will be towards CA. So the resultant will be a total electric field. Okay. So here the electric field, the total electric field will be resolved into two components. Okay. What is that? The total electric field will be resolved into two components. One is a sine component, that means perpendicular component. Other one is a cos, which is called as a parallel component, right? E plus sine theta and E minus sine theta. Okay, this will be perpendicular component. The next one, E plus cos theta and E minus cos theta. They are parallel component. So just assuming this is a point C. In this point C, the electric field, total electric field will be resolved into two components. One is the E plus sine theta, E minus sine theta. Then that will be perpendicular component, then parallel component. One is the E plus cos theta, and another one is the E minus cos theta. Okay, so here the perpendicular component E plus sin theta and E minus sin theta will be are added, they will be cancelled each other. What is that? E plus sin theta and E minus sin theta. What is that? The perpendicular components will be equal in magnitude but acting in opposite directions. So when they are added, they will be cancelled each other. Okay, clear? So right, E plus sin theta and E minus sin theta are equal in magnitude but acting in the opposite direction. So they are added. So they cancel each other. So they cancel each other. So remaining what you get only cos theta. So if you are assuming this will be positive axis means this will be negative axis. So cos theta will be on a negative axis. Okay. So right. The total electric field is equal to, what is that? The total electric field is equal to, right? E plus cos theta into minus p cap plus. Why it is minus p cap? Because it is positive on a negative axis. Minus p cap plus E minus cos theta into minus p cap. So plus into minus, minus, right? Minus of E plus cos theta into p cap plus into minus, minus of E minus cos theta into p cap. Okay, clear? Any doubt? Already we know that the magnitude of E plus is equal to E minus, isn't it? What is that? The magnitude of E plus is equal to E minus. So if you substitute that means what you get? Minus of E plus cos theta into p cap. In the place of minus, we are going to substitute E plus. So what you get? E plus cos theta into p cap. So minus of E plus cos theta p cap, minus of E plus cos theta p cap. So you get twice the term. So what you get? The total electric field is equal to minus of twice the one, E plus cos theta into p cap. So we find the value of magnitude here. Then we are going to find the value of theta. Guys, what's the formula for cos theta? Adjacent side by hypotenuse, isn't it? Guys, what's the formula for cos theta? Adjacent side by hypotenuse, so right? Cos theta is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. So what is adjacent side? A. What is the hypotenuse? AC square. AC square. Okay, so here is get the value of square root of. Okay, clear? Because we know that, just look at here, AC square, sum of the square hypotenuse is equal to sum of the square of other two sides. So you get the value of AC, what you get? R root of R square plus A square. So right, cos theta is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent by hypotenuse, so what you get? A by root of R square plus A square. So we know the value of magnitude of E plus, then we know the value of cos theta. So if you substitute, what you get? The total electric field minus of 2 into the tan 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by R square plus A square into what's the value of cos theta? A divided by root of R square plus A square into theta. Guys, what's the value of root of? The power of 1 by 2, isn't it? So substitute the 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. That numerator term you write in the same term, q into 2a p cap divided by here R square plus A square, here R square plus A square the whole power 1 by 2, right? R square plus A square, here R square plus A square the whole power 1 by 2. So if the terms will be same, means power should be added, isn't it? So here the power will be 1, here the power will be 1 by 2. So 1 plus 1 by 2, right? Minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q into 2a p cap divided by R square plus A square the whole power 1 plus 1 by 2. Guys, 1 plus 1 by 2, how much you get? 1 plus 1 by 2, 3 by 2, right? E total vector is equal to minus q into 2a p cap divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 into R square plus A square the whole power 3 by 2 into p cap. Okay, then there will tell if the distance will be greater. If a point C is, what is that? If a point C is far away from a dipole, means what is that? If a point C is far away from a dipole, means R will be greater than A. So here A square will be neglected. A square will be neglected. In the term, if the term A square will be neglected, means what do you get? R square the whole power 3 by 2, isn't it? Right? E total vector is equal to minus q into 2a p cap by 4 pi epsilon 0 into R square the whole power 3 by 2. You get the value of cap. And one more thing, we know that the q into 2a p cap is equal to p vector. Q into 2a p vector is equal to p cap. So if you substitute, means what you get? The total electric field E total vector is equal to minus p vector by 4 pi epsilon 0 into R cube. Here the total electric field on the equatorial line will be opposite to the direction of a dipole vector. Is opposite to the direction of dipole vector. There we write still in the direction of dipole moment you write, isn't it? Here it will be opposite to the direction of a dipole moment. Okay, clear? 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 Any doubt? So first 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by R square, isn't it? R square means AC square, so you get the value of R square plus A square. So just go for recap. What's the point here? We say that AB be the electric dipole having the charges minus q plus q separated by distance 2a. Let C be the point and it at a distance r from the midpoint of O on the equatorial plane. So here that the distance from the C due to a plus q and minus q will be same. So the magnitude of electric field also same, isn't it? So right, the magnitude of E plus is equal to E minus, which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by distance AC square. So sum of the square hypotenuse is equal to sum of the square of other two sides. So you get R square plus A square. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by R square plus A square. 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by R square plus A square. But the electric field due to the positive charge will be along BC and the electric field due to a negative charge along CA. Along CA. Okay. So here the total electric field will be resolved into two components. What are the components? E plus sin theta and E minus sin theta, and another one is the E plus cos theta and E minus cos theta. But the E plus sin theta and E minus sin theta are added, they cancel each other. Okay, what is that? E plus sin theta and E minus sin theta will be added, so they cancel each other. So remaining component only again E plus cos theta and E minus cos theta. So the total electric field is equal to E plus cos theta into, this will be on a negative axis because it will be on a negative axis. So it becomes a minus p cap plus E plus minus of cos theta into minus p cap. Okay, so minus into minus minus, and already we know that the magnitude of E plus is equal to magnitude of E minus. What is that? The magnitude of E plus is equal to the magnitude of E minus. So in the place of E minus we are going to substitute E plus. So minus twice the amount of E plus cos theta into p cap. Minus twice the amount of E plus cos theta into p cap. Already we know the value of E plus, then we know the cos theta value. Guys, what's the formula for cos theta? Adjacent side by hypotenuse. So this is the adjacent side, and the hypotenuse AC square. AC is equal to root of r square plus a square. So you get the value a by root of r square plus a square. We substitute the term. Then minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q into 2a p cap divided by r square plus a square into r square plus a square the whole power 1 by 2. So if a terms will be same means the power should be added. So the power will be 1 plus 1 by 2. 1 plus 1 by 2, 3 by 2. So if a term r will be greater than a, or if a point C is far away from a dipole means r will be greater than a, so the term a square will be neglected. We get the value r square the whole power 3 by 2, 2 cancel, you get the value r cube. And q into 2a cap represents the dipole moment p vector. So total electric field is equal to minus of p vector by 4 pi epsilon 0 into r cap. So r cube. Okay, clear? So I hope you understand this. And one more thing here, what's the important point? For axial and electric field will be, electric field due to electric dipole will be, the total electric field will be still in the direction of a dipole moment. But for equatorial plane, the total electric field will be opposite to the direction of, what is that? Opposite to the direction of a dipole moment. Opposite to the direction of a dipole moment. Okay, so for the first 5 mark question, one of the important 5 mark question is the axial line, and the second 5 mark question is the equatorial line. Okay, the first 5 mark is an axial line and the second 5 mark will be a equatorial line. Clear? Clear? I hope you understand this question. This will be one of a repeated board exam question. Okay, so when you are back to the school, your notes should have the first 5 mark question axial line, the second 5 mark question equatorial line, and the 3 mark questions. First one is the difference between the gravitational force and the Newton's law of gravitation, Coulomb force. Then second one, write the properties of electric field lines, and third one, electric field due to a point charge. So this 3 mark questions and this 2 5 mark questions should be on your note. Okay, clear? Now the next one is some of important interference of electric field due to an axial line and electric field due to an equatorial line. Okay. Some of important interference. So first, axial. What's our final answer in there now? Isn't it? For equatorial line, what do you get now? So this is for axial line and this is for equatorial line. So the total electric field, what is that? So the total electric field on an axial line is twice than the electric field due to an equatorial plane. Okay, so what's the first point? The electric field, what is that? The electric field due to the electric dipole on its axial line is twice than the electric field due to electric dipole on its equatorial line. Okay, because we combine it will be twice, isn't it? 2 pq. And first, and then one more point is there. What's the point? The direction of electric field on axial line will be opposite to the, because here the total electric field will be along the direction of dipole moment. Here the total electric field will be opposite to the direction of dipole moment. So the electric field on axial line will be along the direction of dipole moment, but the electric field at a point on equatorial line will be opposite to the direction of a dipole moment. Okay, that's the first point. So what's the first point? The electric field due to electric dipole on axial line, what is that? The electric field due to electric dipole on axial line is twice than the electric field due to electric dipole on an equatorial line. Okay, here then the direction. The direction of electric field on the axial line will be along the direction of dipole moment, but the electric field due to the total electric field of a equatorial line will be opposite to the direction of a dipole moment. Okay, then second, if it is a point charge mix, what's the formula? What's the formula for electric field? E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square. But for axial, for dipole mix, okay, for dipole mix, the electric field will be inversely proportional to cube of a distance. The electric field will be inversely proportional to cube of a distance. For point charge, the electric field will be inversely proportional to square of a distance. For a dipole, the electric field will be inversely proportional to cube of a distance. From this point, we can say is that the electric field becomes for a larger distance. What is that? For a distance or for a larger distance, the electric field becomes, due to electric dipole will be zero, very faster when it is compared to the electric field at a point charge. Okay, so the electric field E will be proportional for a point charge. The electric field will be inversely proportional to the square of a distances, and for dipole the electric field will be inversely proportional to cube of a distance. So as the distance will be great, as the distance will be increases means what is that? As the distance will be increases means the electric field due to a dipole becomes zero and is very faster when it is compared to the electric field due to a point charge. Electric field due to a point charge. Okay, and both the equations, what is that? Both the equations are valid only for the larger distances. Okay, what is that? Both the equations only valid for the larger distances. So as the distance 2a tends to 0, then the charge becomes infinitive. Then the charge becomes infinitive means what you get? P is equal to q into 2a, which becomes infinitive. Which becomes infinitive. This is called as a point dipole. This is called as a point dipole. Okay. So what's the third point? What's the third point is that as this equation, both the equations are valid only for the larger distances are greater than a. Since the 2a tends to 0, q tends to infinitive means then p is equal to q into 2a, which will be infinitive. So such dipoles are called as a point dipole. What is that? The electric field due to a dipole becomes 0 when it is very faster when it is compared to the electric field due to a point charge. And that point, this equation, both the equations are valid only for the larger distances r will be greater than a. Since the 2a tends to 0, q becomes infinitive means then the dipole moment p is equal to q into 2a becomes infinitive. So that's called as the point dipole. That's called as the point dipole. So I hope you understand these 3 points. Okay, and one more point, neglect that here the electric field, total electric field will be acting along the direction of a dipole moment, but the axial line for equatorial line, the total electric field will be acting opposite to the direction of a equatorial line. Okay, clear? Clear. So our next question is the torque experienced are. The torque experienced when an electric field will be on an electric dipole will be placed on a uniform electric field. The next one is the torque experienced in a electric dipole. Consider Consider a dipole having a dipole moment P placed in a uniform electric field. Okay, consider a dipole having a dipole moment P. So dipole means having a charges minus Q plus Q separated by distance from the point O. So this will be A and this will be other A. Okay, so consider a electric dipole having a dipole moment P vector placed in a uniform electric field at an angle of theta. Okay, so what's the first point? Consider an electric dipole having a charge minus Q plus Q separated by distance 2a and a dipole moment P vector placed in a uniform electric field. Placed in a uniform electric field at the angle of theta. Okay, the charge plus Q experience the force of plus Q into E vector and the charge minus Q experience the force of minus Q into E vector. Since the uniform electric field will be uniform, so the total force will be 0 because plus Q E vector minus Q vector, the total of electric field will be 0. So the electric dipole experience the couple which experience the torque. Okay, which experience the torque. So the couple of forces, what is that? Two equivalent couple of forces acting at a common point, they experience the torque. So the couple of forces will be acting on what is that? The couple of forces will be acting on a common point. So they experience torque. Okay, clear? Okay, clear? So what's the point here? We say that consider an electric dipole. What is that? Consider an electric dipole having a charges A minus Q plus Q separated by distance 2a having a dipole moment P placed at the angle theta. So the charge plus Q experience the force of plus Q into E vector. The charge minus Q experience the force of minus Q into E vector. So the total force will be 0 since the electric field will be uniform. So the dipole having a couple of forces acting at a common point, so they experience the torque. They experience the torque. So the total torque, okay, the total torque on a dipole, tau vector is equal to, by right hand Cox rule. Okay, you write what you get down? O B vector cross plus Q into E vector. Okay, OB vector cross plus Q into E vector plus O A vector cross minus Q into E vector. Okay, clear? What is that? The magnitude of a torque, tau vector, by right hand Cox rule, tau vector is equal to OB vector cross plus Q into E vector plus OA vector cross minus Q into E vector. So if you write the magnitude of a torque means, what is that? The magnitude of a torque means tau is equal to OB vector into plus Q into E vector into sin theta plus O A vector into minus Q into E vector into sin theta. Guys, what's the value of OB? A. What's the value of OA? A. And if you take any values from the determinant, it becomes positive, isn't it? So right, tau is equal to A QE sin theta plus here A QE sin theta. So if you write means what you get down? Tau is equal to 2A QE into sin theta. But we know that guys, what's the value of Q into 2A? P. So if you substitute means what you get down? Tau is equal to PE sin theta. If you write the vector form means tau vector is equal to P vector plus E vector. Okay, clear? So the magnitude of a tau vector is equal to OB vector plus Q into E vector, OA vector plus minus Q into E vector. So the magnitude form tau is equal to OB plus QE into sin theta plus OA vector minus Q vector into sin theta. Okay. So here when you take the magnitude form, when you take it from the magnitude determinants, whether it is a negative term, it will be positive. So AQE sin theta plus AQE sin theta. So you get 2AQE into sin theta. Q into 2A means this. So tau is equal to P sin theta. Tau vector is equal to P vector plus E vector. P vector cross E vector. Okay, so the torque will be maximum. What is that? The torque will be maximum when theta is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so when the torque align in the direction of what is that? When the dipole align in the direction of electric field means the torque force will be 0. The torque force will be 0. And the third point, when the dipole will be placed in a uniform electric field means in addition to the torque they experience the net force. In addition to the torque they experience the net force. So what's the 3 point? The torque will be what is that? The torque will be maximum when the angle will be 90 degree. When the dipole will be aligned in the direction of electric field, the torque will be 0. Then third point, when the dipole will be placed in a non-uniform electric field, in addition to the torque, they experience the net force. So for this sessions, we learn electric field at a point on an equatorial plane. Then we see that the important interference in equatorial plane. And the third one, what's the point? We see that one of the important thing of question, the torque experienced in a uniform electric field. Okay, so I hope you understand the session. You should be, when you're back to the school, you should be submit the note. Okay, thank you guys.